Yo, what's up everybody? Happy Friday. Welcome to the Dream Sequence live stream. We're doing the Dream Sequence 3D challenge this month, and we're challenging all of you guys to make your best concert visuals by March 1st. And we got you guys with a BPM of 120. We got you guys with a bunch of templates on our website. Click the link down in the description to get the starter files going. And we're in it. This is our 12th 3D community challenge. And it's our first music-driven 3D community challenge, believe it or not, where the BPM and the music kind of vibe comes first. Because I really want to see what you guys can make with the music as inspiration out the gates. On today's stream, what we're going to be doing is a couple things. First, we're going to look at just a couple community works in progresses and just talk through them. I think it'll be cool to see. It'll be cool to help you guys out. I know a lot of you guys are creating your own cameras this month. This is the first time we've allowed all of you guys to make your own camera versus just saying use the cameras that we give you. So we'll do a couple whip reviews, and then the majority of the stream is going to be myself up in Blender blocking out the title sequence to the top 100 montage, because in the beginning when we started out these challenges, I was right there with you. I was doing a submission alongside you guys, and I would use my submission as, like, I guess the title sequence, right? And we would go right into the top 100 montage. This time around, instead of making a submission, I'm going to be doing something slightly different. It'll be a title sequence still, right? To kind of queue up all of the renders in the top 100 montage. Probably be using it for the all renders montage as well. But I want to try and include some story as to why we're seeing these renders. So I'll get into a bit more on that when we get into it. So I'll be blocking out two different ideas. I'll show you guys my references. I'll pitch my ideas to you, and we'll dive in together. And then finally, we have 4 unjudged weekly challenges. When we're not doing these monthly challenges, we have weekly challenges on the Discord server where you guys can win points and win badges and stuff. So I'll be reviewing the Caustics weekly challenge at the end of this live stream. So there's a little overview for y'all before we hop in. We got a sponsor, so I'm gonna let Sotomonte throw it to the sponsor. See you soon. If you're a visual artist, then you're probably using a computer. Then we all know how important it is to have something that keeps up with our creativity. And if you've been looking to upgrade, then today's your day, because Puget is the sponsor of today's live stream. Puget Systems builds custom workstations that are designed specifically for what you need, whether that's 3D art, 2D art, visual effects, music production, or game development. They built me my rig about 5 years ago, and to this day, I kid you not, that thing has not blue screened. It is a beast. They built my rig specifically for what I need, like 4K editing, visual effects, 3D art, all in real time. They gave me daily updates on how my rig was being built, and it arrived next day and ready to boot out the box. It came with a troubleshooting manual, a bunch of spare parts, and a direct number to their tech support line if I needed any help. So if y'all are thinking about going the custom route, you cannot go wrong with Puget Systems. They are hands down the best. Shout outs to them. Click that link down below to get talking with a Puget professional to see if a custom workstation is right for you. Now, let's get back to the live stream. Yo. What up, y'all? I'm excited to get into it. Shout outs to Puget, as always. Good people over there. Thank you for sponsoring the stream. Let's answer this question first from class. You said that you want to do a fisheye lens effect. Can you touch the camera to do that? I mean, this time around, we're allowing you guys to change the focal length. So yeah, in theory, it would be a focal length change. So yes, that is totally fine. Absolutely. Any other questions before we dive in? You guys feel free to hit me with the @pwnisher in the chat. It's easier for me to like parse the questions if you hit me with the @pwnisher. And I'll pull up as many as I can while we work today. Also, we got the super chat card draw system up right now, so if you guys do super chat, I think it's over like $5. It'll essentially just like draw a card, and the card will tell me to do things, anything from like working out to playing Hacky Sack to standing or sitting down, drinking water, all the things that are good, you know, to do. And then I think there's like a asset one, like I'll give you whatever asset I have, whichever one you want, free assets kind of a thing. Some more questions. Can we add camera shake? Absolutely, yes you can. Can we rotate and move the camera at the same time? Yes you can. Can you have the camera move constantly but it moves suddenly to the on the beat, accelerates? Yes you can. So you're talking like the camera's still doing like push, 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 push on the beat, but it's like moving like this where it's going like that's totally fine. Animate the focal length. Yep, that's totally fine. Am I allowed to have the camera switch to another one instead of moving? That is an artist decision. I personally think I'm gonna show you an example here. Let's pull it up. We're in it. Let's do it. This is a great example. Oh, I can't show it. I can't show it. What I did was I asked people on Discord if I'm cool showing their works in progress, and I got a response back from 2 people, and the other people did not respond. So just for the sake of privacy, I'm not going to show those. I'll show the ones that did respond. I guess this is an example of what you're saying. You want to cut your the camera as opposed to move the camera, and I think if you move the camera, it looks cooler, personally. If it's cutting, it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be all over the place. It's gonna be a mini montage within the montage. It's gonna be a lot of visual information for your eyes to follow. So I, as an artist, think it would be cooler to move the camera into the different scenes and have it like magically, the scenes magically kind of like materialize as you move the camera into these different scenes. So this is by, who is this by? TB Cohen. And I think you're just doing a solid job. You're sticking to all the 90-degree angles that we need you to stick to. You're animating the camera every 15 frames. It's really solid. I love it. So let's check your tech specs though. Not that this is your final submission, but it's a good idea to export your works in progress as the right amount of frames, the right resolution. Now resolution I get, right? 960 by 540. If this was a for real submission, it'd be a DQ because we are only asking for 1920 by 1080 or 3840 by 2160. That's HD or 4K resolution. But I understand it's a work in progress. Your frames, I think you're looping this a handful of times. So I think your frames are probably spot on. 120 times whatever equals 720. It's not like a frame off. And then yeah, 30 FPS. So you're good on that. Let's take a look at our other example. This is by Count Zero, going with the slow camera. Right, so you're hitting frames 60 and 120 with your camera, but we're also asking you to visualize all of those on-beat keyframes, which is 0, 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, etc., right? And you're doing that. You're like pulsing this nasty organic kind of material that you got going on here. Their eyes are opening on the beat. It's a little subtle. It's a little subtle feeling the beat. I wonder if there's like nasty egg sacs around here that inflate, you know, around in this like little cavern that you got going on that can pulse the beat and make us feel that beat even more than you're doing now. But we're only a week in, so I think this is a cool setup. It's super trippy and gross, and I'm excited to see what else you do with this. Yeah, only note is like, how else can we feel that beat even more in your scene? And yes, it makes me uncomfortable as well. Very nice, very nice. He's like, no, you got the wrong video. It's all good. No worries, no worries. It's all good. Just wanted to shout you out, man. You're doing good stuff. Keep it up, my friend. Keep it up, my friend. All right. Where to go from here? Questions. Can we use personal music, but at 120 BPM? Now, we're not using, when it comes to judging or when it comes to the montage, we're not using any music that is attached to your render. You can put music on it, and you should probably be working to music and animating to music that is at 120 BPM with that constant bass, right? We have those 2 reference tracks from Brooks Alexander, the artist, the musician doing the top 100 montage music. Those will help you and guide your art along the way. But yeah, I mean, if you want to swap that out for another 120 BPM thing, like, go for it. Just make sure you're hitting those frames, those on beat frames. Perry says, I've been frustrated trying to get my camera animations to look good. Been trying all week. Any advice? Yeah, go to the kickoff stream that we did last Saturday, and it's all time-stamped. Just go to, I think I have 3 moments, there might be 4, but 3 for sure moments where I make a custom camera and just show you guys. Essentially, I'm showing you how I made the templates that we gave you. So that's going to be really handy for people who are looking to make their own cameras. If they're looking a little janky or having trouble with it, I get it, because I had to learn how to animate the camera in that sort of way. I show it off in Blender, right? Most of you guys are in Blender. So I talk about where the keyframes need to go. I talk about how to interpolate the camera between those keyframes, whether you want like a linear movement or if you want like a snappy movement, or more of an exponential boom, snap kind of a thing. And then I also get into like that wiggle. So when the camera like pushes forward and locks, it like shakes a little bit, and then it moves and it shakes a little bit. So I talk about how I do that as well. And it's really straightforward. It's pretty simple. So definitely go to that stream, the kickoff stream from last Saturday, and just take a look at that. It's how we made the templates that we gave you. So it's like literally exactly the same. Visual, I'm assuming that is the playlist. If you want to drop the YouTube playlist, that way people don't have to sign in to Spotify. Oh, dude, he's on it. He's on it. All right, let me pin that. So I can't pin it for whatever reason. Visual, if you want to pin it, or Soto. But we also have a musical reference playlist for you guys as well. So this is actually a playlist that me and Brooks made. Again, Brooks is the musician who's doing the top 100 music right now. As a way to communicate to each other vibes and ideas for what we're thinking for the top 100 soundtrack, right? It's literally that playlist. We just made it public so that you guys can kind of get an idea of what the top 100 montage music will sound like, and as well as the all renders, like, you know. So definitely check out that link for some inspirational music. It's not 120 BPM synced, it's just vibes, all right? Let's see if I got any more questions, and we're gonna get started on blocking out this title sequence together, because it's probably gonna take a minute. I have 2 ideas I want to pitch you guys. I'm probably gonna try and block out both of them. We'll see how far we get. I don't know if I understand this question. Can the camera rotate just slightly, like 5 degrees, and quickly return to 90-degree increment to help make the beats punch harder? Yeah, I don't know if I understand that. The way I'm interpreting that is like the wiggle that I'm doing in the template cameras, where when you turn the camera, it doesn't just go 0 to 90. It goes 0 and 90 with a little bit of wiggle. You know what I mean? So it's like, and then it settles back to 0. So like in a sense, it's still snapping to 90-degree increments, but with a little bit of like style on it. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's what you're saying, but. How clearly should you visualize the missing beat? I mean, that's a good question. I think if you're watching your submission without any audio, can you see a visual pulse in your scene? Like, can you feel the rhythm of the music without the music just by looking at it? I think that might be a good way to answer that. That's going to be subjective, right, to each artist. So that's on you guys to figure out the fun way to do that. That's part of the challenge. Am I going to show how to change the camera in Unreal? Probably not. Not in this live stream. Honestly, what I did was I animated the cameras in Blender because it was so easy to animate the cameras in Blender. And then I imported them, the FBX cameras, into Unreal. It was just easier for me that way. Honestly, that like wiggle shake feature that Blender has, it would be so difficult to do that in another program. I tried building like a camera blueprint in Unreal with like the camera arm and adding like the lag movement to it, so it like, you know, does the same thing, but I couldn't really like control it as well as I could in Blender, just because I don't know Unreal, or like that extent. I don't know that part of Unreal as well. I wish I did. Can you eat the camera? Yes, you can do that for sure. I suggest doing it in little pieces. Doing the whole thing would be a little much, but yeah, a little flavoring would be nice on that for sure. You could put it in the oven for 45 to an hour at like 400, 450. Should be nice. Let's see. All right, so converting the camera from Blender to Unreal. Actually, in the project files, I included a little like note in the Unreal. Like each program should have a note about how to export the FBX from Blender and import it into whatever program. And in Unreal, well, for Blender export, always use the FBX Better exporter. I think you just Google FBX Better exporter, and I think it's like $30 or something, and it's the best. It just makes FBX export work. And then for importing, I just open up a sequence, a level sequence in Unreal Engine. I click a camera, right click it, add it to the sequence, and then import the FBX. And the only button I have checked on that list is replace transform track. And then it comes in and it works. And then the notes that I have in that Unreal log in the starter files will give you some more details on that. All right. It's pinned in the chat, my friend. Pinned in the chat. Do you have to stick to the provided curves, the snappy, the slow, linear curves, or all that stuff? I mean, you don't have to. I personally think they look really good and they feel punchy and they visualize the beat really well. So if you're going to do something different, just make sure it serves the beat and it serves and it feels, I would say punchy, snappy. Just make sure we feel that beat. Yeah. That's it. Okay, so you can use Touch Designer. Yes, absolutely. We provided a Touch Designer template for you. Does it mean that the animation could be reactive to different audio / parameters? Does the ability count gets extra attention? Does this ability count get extra attention? So there's no way to predict what the final music will sound like or where your render will be in the final music. So it's insane to try and predict, oh, the hi-hats are going to be like, the syncopated rhythm is going to be like this in my head, so that's exactly what it's going to be like in the all renders montage. Like, no, there's no way to predict that. So what you can count on is that bass kicking for sure, and you can probably count on some offbeat hi-hats as well. Other than that, I say if you want to try and add some syncopation, go for it. That's totally fine. It just may not fully connect to the musical section that your render lands in the final montages. All right. Sweet. All right, last one. What's the lore behind the name pwnisher? So, back in high school, maybe even middle school, this would be 8th, 9th grade. It would have been 8th or 9th grade. Me and my buddies, Scott and Keith, we're all in like band together, drumline and all that stuff. We also were huge gamers. So there was a show called Pure Ownage. I think it's like the first web series ever. I don't know. It was the first web series I ever saw. And it follows a super socially awkward gamer. And it's all about him trying to master every game and be the best. I don't know. It's very anime, I guess. And the dude's name was the Ownerer, the Pwnisher. And there was like other... We just loved the show. It was the best show ever. Shout outs. Shout outs to all those guys too. Super good dudes. FPS Doug, yeah. Great show. Anyway, me and my buddies, we would get together after school and we would wrestle. We would just wrestle. And it's how I got a scar on my eye right here. I was in a headlock and then I got he let go and I went flying into the corner of a door frame. And I was like, oh! And there was so much blood. But we had to come up with wrestling names, and since we love Pure Ownage so much, we all had these different like names based on pwn. So it was like the Grandmaster Pwn. I think someone was the Pwner, and then I was the Pwnisher. So that's how that came about. That was a long time ago. Okay. MDK knows. I could dance all day. Yeah, dude. The best. Let's do this title sequence. Let's go. I'm gonna show you my reference and the idea. All right. So basically, what I want to do is I have about like 30 to 45 seconds at the beginning of the top 100 montage, the all renders montage. And I want to set up like the reason why we're seeing all of these renders. And I think it was like an idea that me and Visual were talking about where like, it's when we get into like the lore of coming up with these challenges. A lot of the process of coming up with these challenges is talking about the lore and like what the world is kind of like and we had this idea that like there was like a conveyor belt of cyborgs or robots, and each one was getting implanted with memories. I think one of the early titles for this challenge was like what was it? It was like Dream Factory or like Memory Chamber or something. I forget. It's been a minute, but yeah, the idea is that like each one of these robots is getting injected with like all these memories, and then the memories it's getting injected with are the renders, are the top 100 montage, the all renders, right? And then at the end of the montage, we see like the conveyor belt go to the next robot, and then it starts all over again. So something like that. So I was journaling about it, trying to come up with an idea, and I got two kind of similar-ish ideas. The first one is based on this shot here in the middle. So this is from a movie called Stalker from like the 60s or early 70s. It's one of my favorite movies. I mean, in terms of environments, it's insane. The director and I think the lead actor both died like 7 years after the movie came out from some sort of cancer because they were filming in like some nasty places, which is insane. It's by Tarkovsky, I think. But there's a shot in the movie where the characters are wandering through this zone, right? A zone that is very dangerous. If they get to the middle of it, they can have any wish granted. So it's the stalker who is the person guiding these two people through this land. And there's a moment where like they fall asleep, and it cuts to this shot where it's the camera's just gliding over the shallow water, and it's showing you all of these ancient relics from an older time, from the past world, and you're seeing all this world building, right? And the music is haunting and beautiful at the same time, right? And it's doing this whole thing, and then it finally lands on the dude's hand. And then it cuts to like, because he's asleep, right? So I was thinking, like, as I was coming up with this idea, I was like, oh snap, it's the stalker shot. But I was thinking like, yeah, you're on like some old factory floor, and you're doing this camera move across the floor, and you're seeing like a robotic hand with wires coming out of it. You're seeing a bunch of other wires and parts that are like flowing up toward the top of the screen, and the camera's following all of these broken parts and wires, and then it eventually lands on like the head of some sort of robot, and there's some sort of like machine that is pumping images and data into its brain, very similar to like the character that Visual put together or the the dream sequence, title sequence stuff. Not title sequence, but you know what I'm saying. On the website is the character with the brain, his brain's exposed. Kind of a similar vibe. Yeah, here, look, it's this. Right? And like, I don't know, so that's the first idea. That's the first idea, is that we're just getting some world building. We're seeing all these robotic parts all leading up to, and everything's plugged into the brain, and then as the videos and the data gets pumped into his brain, you'll see like the twitching fingers, twitching eyes, all this stuff, and then the montage will start. So that one is a little like tough to follow, in my opinion. It's very like abstract and esoteric, and I don't know if people will understand it quite as much. So the other idea is more like a conveyor belt situation. Imagine you have a conveyor belt and you have a bunch of machinery, and then there's a camera mounted on the machinery looking top down onto some sort of like surgeon's type table or something. And so it's clean, it's surgical, and we see like some pneumatic arms grab this robotic skull, and it starts rotating it and turning it around to get the right angle on it. And then we see like on the side of the camera and all around, basically, it's just crowded with data, and it's being pumped into its brain. And it's kind of moving to the beat, to the first 40 seconds of the montage, right? And then it cuts, bam. We cut out to the montage. Oh, another thing too. When it like completes the data transfer or something, like the conveyor belt table turns into a big screen and we see it flash and pulse, and then boom, we get into the montage. So that's the second idea. I think that one is a little bit more understandable. Like the fact that it's more of a surgical professional setup kind of sells the fact that people are involved and people are running tests on this robot, and they're pumping its brain full of data. Whereas this one is almost like an abandoned location. We're seeing like dusty robot parts, and it's like this thing has been here for a while, so it wouldn't make sense that there's another person like loading data onto it. I don't know. So what I'm gonna do is block out both of these ideas on stream and figure out which one vibes right. The other thing to consider is the text on screen. So I'm gonna have text written out on top here. So it's gonna be like, you know, yeah, something like this, you know, blah, blah, blah. And it's gonna be in the middle. So I wanna make sure that there's room for that in these renders. I think this first like warehouse, dusty warehouse vibe has more room for the text. I can put a hand down here, the head up here, whereas the like surgical conveyor belt style is all very centered, and it would be like over the top of everything. So I have that to consider as well. But yeah, that's the vibe. Also, two other things. There's an artist, Calder Moore. A lot of you may know of this artist. Really, really cool artist. And this style that he's been messing with over the last few years at this point, I don't know, it's probably been more than a few years, is really cool. So I would probably want to do some sort of cell shaded vibe like this for this thing. Very colorful, vibrant, punchy, very fun. Yeah. So that would be the style I would want to do it in. And then there is this YouTuber, GX Ace, which I'm sure a lot of you know. GX Ace. And he's incredible. Camera reviews, but they're basically like mini movies that he puts together. And he did one recently with Ashthorpe, which is so sick because I love that dude's art. And it just perfect collab, perfect pairing. But yeah, at the end of his videos, he's talking about like pitching his Patreon to people, and like this makes me want to work so much harder because I'm just sitting here. It's like a talking heads, hey guys, blah, blah, blah. It's me. But he's got this like in-world projection thing that he's doing. It's so unique. And it's just, God, it's so sick. What a great YouTuber, GX Ace. So I want to do the text that, this opening text, these opening titles, as if it was projected into the actual environment, like laser scanned and like not burned in, but like projected onto the floor or the conveyor belt. So I want to mess with that. So yeah, that's where we're at. I have 11 days to do this. I did the math. Counting today and the weekends, I have only 11 days to work on this art. So that is my challenge to myself throughout all of this, is getting this done, sound designed and everything, in 11 days. So by next stream, woo, I better be close to something. Oh, no pressure, huh? Shoot. So let us begin, my friends. Let us begin. Blender 4.5. Why? Because it has all my plugins. That is why. It's my favorite splash screen. The snowman is cool too. I like the snowman, but I mean, we got a black cat of our own, so how can I not like this one? All right. Let me remember how to use this. Yep. Okay. All right, we're gonna need a camera, and it's gonna need to be pointed straight down, and yeah, let's bring it up as well and get some sort of plane on the ground to see like where we're moving here. Scale this up. Something like this. I'm gonna start with the like surgical version first, because I think that one's gonna be a bit more a bit more involved and require a bit more camera movement and whatnot. Yeah, I still gotta watch flow. Hey, Muppet. This is Muppet, by the way. I don't know if you can see little Muppet back there. There she is. Third cat, y'all. We got a third cat. It's crazy up in these parts. Okay. Let's get some sort of checkerboard on this. You guys are gonna see me struggle here, or at least look for things. I don't know. Let's get a material. Is there a checkerboard? I mean, I got Soda Monte in my ear. That's the bonus. Soda Monte. Is there a check? There is a checker texture. Done. Easy. And then boom. Wow, this is bad. How do I apply again? Drag? Oh yeah. Yeah. Sick. All right, fantastic. And we'll scale this down. Pop. Cool. All right. So I'm thinking like the first part of this thing is like we're on this conveyor belt. Let me make sure I'm at 30 FPS. Also, cycles, 30 FPS. I don't know how many frames I'm going to need right now, but let's assume 30 times. I want this to be no longer than 45 seconds. So 1350 frames. Cool. All right. So I don't need to do anything fancy with the camera, fortunately. So I'm just gonna animate this camera raw. Boom. I to make a keyframe, and I want to move forward for the first third. And let's do GY. Boom. Land in the middle somewhere. I don't know. We'll figure that out later. Make another keyframe. And then here we're going to have a handful of things happen. But that, I mean, that's really it as far as this camera move goes. I think there's going to be some like machinery that kind of latches on to... Wait. What is going on here? What? Oh, that was weird. Thank you, Soto. So once we land here, there's going to be some more animation as far as like the machinery goes. So I think I'll probably just need to block that out. I'm thinking there'll be some sort of like top half. It'll be like, if we're looking at it from the side view, right? And this is our camera looking down. I'm imagining there's going to be some stuff in the foreground, some parts in the foreground like this, all around the camera. And then there'll also be, so here's the conveyor belt with the robot head down here. Boop, boop. Robot head. Fancy Squidward. Not fancy Squidward, handsome Squidward. Right? And I'm imagining there's going to be some more stuff all around this face down here. And this stuff up here will move separately from this down here. So it's as if like this stuff is on a conveyor belt itself. It's moving along a track and it lines up into this view right here. So top down, it would look something like, if that's our frame, like I want a bunch of like parts and stuff on the sides and like machines and monitors and screens and stuff, right? Agreeable City, like cables and things and knobs and whatnot. And then on the second level down here, there's the robot. Right, and it's got like cables and stuff. And there's additional machinery down here, so it'd be like more parts and stuff, like server racks or whatever, brackets, something like this. And then this stuff here is connected to the camera, right? And then this stuff is connected to that lower part. So let's try and do it. Focal length, I'm imagining probably something a little, yeah, like 50, 45 maybe. We can mess with this, but let's also, yeah, okay, cool. Okay, for the sake of setting this up efficiently, I want the origin. Oh, I guess I could just shift click. Nah. This plane should be at origin. And this camera should be landing, finishing at origin. So let's switch these keyframes around. And just have it start like back here, right? That way, when we spawn a bunch of stuff, it'll just show up where we need it. I also want to, yeah, I don't need to mess with that quite yet. What was the hotkey for like moving to the next keyframe? I thought it was the arrow key. Oh, it is up. Okay. Yeah. All right, we're in. So now when we make stuff, it's just be right here, ready to go. And let's see how close we can get this to the camera. So that's on the ground. Let's make our conveyor belt. So we'll scale this on the Z. What view do you guys work in? Do you do like solid mode, or do you just straight up like rendered mode? You guys work in your rendered mode? All right, all right. Let's go. Boom. The conveyor belt, I imagine, would be something like pretty wide. Yeah, pretty darn long actually. So this is gonna be like scale Y times 10 or something. Scale Y 1.25. No. Scale Y another like, yeah, that's too much. I'll just do it like this. Cool. So that's our conveyor belt. Let's get a head in here. Okay, so that's like, I guess, the size of an actual head? No. Yeah, the cube is 2 meters, right? Thank you, Soto. So this thing is 2 meters. So like, I don't know, something like that. Just guessing. Yeah, let's see. Okay, 0.4 meters. What is that? How tall is my head? I don't know. A foot, and I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it. It's fine. It's fine for now. Let's say rotate X. We're gonna go negative 90. Okay. And we'll make sure it's in the right place. I assume it is. Okay, that's very small, if that's the size of a head. So Sotomonte, could you Google the average size, the average height of a head for me? Thank you. All right. 0.26 meters. .26. Whoa. All right, 0.26 So we're gonna scale that down to 0.26. There we go. So this camera's gotta be like, I think a lot closer. So let's take both of these keyframes and pull up the graph editor. And what would it be, the Z location? Whoa! That's not what I want. The Z location. You know what I need to do? I just delete the keyframes that aren't animated. So everything but Y location can be deleted. And then I can move this thing freely. Or in theory, can move it freely. Yeah, sick. Let's make these linear as well. Is this a machine? That feels pretty good. That feels pretty good. All right, now let's see like what we can get around this thing. All right, so that's the like. All right, this is also hovering, so let's push that down. Maybe something like that. Okay. The head is a bit larger in my reference, so let's bring the camera closer even. Yeah, something like that. And we'll bring these guys like... something like this. And the other side. Yeah, maybe something like that. And we want some foreground business. So I'll just duplicate all this stuff. Let's see how close we can get it to the camera. We don't want it to move on the X. Whoa! We don't want it to move on the Y. Shift Y. There we go. Okay, that's not bad actually. So like this stuff is moving with the camera. Which means I should probably be animating a null. Always animate a null. Why do I animate the camera? Yeah, I guess I could attach it to the camera. It's not that big of a deal. I also like turning off this like see-through viewport thing, Where are you? I know you're in here. I know you're in here. I know you're in here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Free performance film. No. What the heck? Where is it? Ah, it's in the camera. Thank you, Soto. This is insane. I wish we all had a Soto Monte in our ear when working in Blender. It's quite the privilege. I should just be streaming more. I just work when I stream, and then Soto's like in my ear. Do you have the little chat function turned on, Soto, as well? Yeah, go for it. All right. All right, so yeah, let's get these guys duplicated. Shift D, and we'll move them over on the X-axis. You know, be handy. Second viewport situation. That is like in camera. And then this would just be my 3D viewport. Yeah, that's much better. And then it'd be cool to have like some stuff here as well. So it's like we're looking through the porthole or something and seeing this through. So let's attach all this stuff. We'll put it in its own group. Hit M, new collection. We'll call it like camera mounted objects. And then all of that stuff is gonna be connected to the camera. So I'll shift click the camera, Control P. Oh, it always goes away when I... Yeah, it's because of my my tablet. So now this moves together, locks into place. Yeah, that'll be cool. What's going on in chat right now? You guys are arguing about AI stuff? So it seems. Yep, no AI. No AI, my friends. Yeah, I mean, as long as it's constructive. If it's constructive, good. If it's turned into an argument, I mean, we chill it out. It's good vibes here on the stream, so. You guys can talk about all you want, of course. I'm not gonna say don't talk about it, but if it's getting heated, you know, try and change the subject, perhaps. Did I hear AI? Who is Soto? Soto Monte.
Hello.
Oh, Soto.
Does it work?
Yeah, I see you.
I think it works. Yeah, nice.
I feel like we need to have like a custom illustration for you, and it needs to be like in Metal Gear Solid, like Otacon when he pops up and he's like, "Did you know?" And it's like a little thing of you. Yeah, we need that.
Yeah, I should do the tutorial guy of like the new Metroid.
Oh, what is that?
Not tutorial. There was like on the new Metroid. Apparently, there's a really annoying character that's like, "Oh wow, thank you so much for saving me. I didn't know what I would have done without you." And it's this like super whimsy, cool alien world, and there's this guy just following you everywhere.
That's funny. That's so funny. Yeah. We need like, you know, almost like what is it in Mario Kart, like Lakitu or whatever, with like he has like the fishing rod.
Dude, I went as that guy for Halloween.
Oh dang, that's sick.
I'll send you pictures.
Yeah,
later.
dude. Yeah, we need something like that for you. So when you pop in, it's like you're like a character or something.
That'd be fun. Yeah, let's do
But
it.
yeah, Sotomonte is, shoot, he was like the first moderator, basically. Or first wave of moderators, but I mean, he was the one who like helped me with the Discord right in the beginning. And he was there from, I think he participated in the very first challenge we did, along with Visual. Visual was there too. And Sotomonte, dude, I don't know. It must have been 6.5, 7 years ago when we met. I don't know.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, since COVID? So maybe a year less?
Yeah.
Yeah, like 6 years.
And
Wow.
I mean, Sotomonte, yeah, like I didn't know anything about Discord. He helped build the server, get the bots going. He is a great artist and he's doing cool stuff right now. You're about to graduate, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's working on some cool freelance stuff, doing school projects. Like he's working like crazy. Super cool. He also, helps with the streams. So he's running the streams behind the scenes and helps things go smooth. I don't know what else. I mean, we did the puppet tutorial together. If you guys saw the puppet tutorial, that was Sotomonte. Turned me into a puppet and basically like took over the channel for a video and like taught you guys how to do a puppet. That was cool. I don't know. We have yet to meet in person. I'm excited about that one day. One day it'll happen.
Yeah, hopefully soon enough. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. We'll see.
But yeah, shout outs to Soto.
Thank you. Thank you for this.
Yeah, always, dude. All right, let's add some like mechanical wiggle to this. And this will be helpful for you guys too, who are animating your own cameras. Wait a second. What am I doing wrong? I want to zoom in. Oh, I guess it's whatever. Okay. I'm just gonna make a keyframe somewhere out here. And we're gonna select this one and we're gonna give it some elastic. So when it lands, oh God. That's intense. So let's chill that out. Jeez. Yeah, that's nice. You guys see that on the left? Locks into place. And then what's cool about this is I was thinking that this head could orbit similar to how the cameras do. So I imagine some sort of arms come in and grab onto it and then spin it and rotate it in such a way that like it is being prepped to have all this data loaded into its brain, right? So maybe there's some arms that are attached to this rig here. Let's see. And there's some arms that are attached to this rig up here that like latch onto it and then can move it around and stuff. How do I want to do this? So we could do like something like this. Actually, wait. Is there a way to make a tube in Blender, or is it only a cylinder? Like if I want to make a tube, you know?
I would probably create a straight curve and then give it thickness.
Okay. Yeah.
Or you can do Bezier if you want, like, you know, more free flowing like cables. But if not, I would do curved path and then on the settings of the curve, give it extrude or offset. I forget.
Yeah. So it's where are you? What is it? Attributes, texture, remesh, geometry, animation. Where would it be? Physics, constraints, no. Data, material, no. Do I even have it selected? I do.
But it has to be a curve.
Oh, you're saying it has to be a curve like this?
Yeah.
Okay, can you just make a straight up circle? Yeah. Looks like it. The frick? Oh, I did scale. Okay. That's crazy they don't have a tube. Yeah, geometry. What? So that turns it into a torus, though.
What do you want? Like a straight tube or?
Yeah, like a square tube, I guess.
Yeah, then instead of a circle, you should probably create a path, and then in edit mode, you can give it any shape.
Oh, not a square, but I mean like sharp edges on this thing. Like it's still a circle. It's still a circle. It's like.
I got you. It's like a square profile.
You know, a ring.
Yeah. So you probably you can either lower the polygon count, or you can create a square and use that as the profile.
Dang, it's all good. It's too
in the target object.
It's all good. I'll figure out another way.
Yeah.
All right, so the camera comes in like this. We're like, let me do this. Let me have some parts. I want to have some parts scattered around here. So we'll do various shapes and whatnot. Something like this. How would if I wanted to scatter some stuff instead of doing it manually? Like let's say I wanted to scatter a handful of pieces. Right? So we have a sphere. A cone. We have we have torus and cylinder. I mean, I guess the easiest way is to just grab all this stuff. And what is it? Snap to surface. And just place it. Yeah, okay, so now we can tell that we're moving. And we start it here, okay. So let's bring this up here to indicate our start point. And see what this looks like. Cool. I think it needs to be a little slower. Feels a little fast. So yeah, let's bring this animation. Let's just bring this up. Ah! Here we go. Something like that. Oh, did I go the wrong way with it? I did. Yeah, this is 4 point. What is this? Where is it? No, it's not the manual. Why did I even click that? That's craziness. Release notes? I don't know. There it is. 4.4.1. Yeah. Dang, that's slow. Okay. But that is probably the speed that we would want it. It just needs to land probably like here. So in half the time. Which means I'll bring all this back right here. And move this up. Something like this. Yeah, that feels right. That feels right. So all of this is just going to be like little robot parts. Okay. And these guys, let's have these guys land about there. And I think the intensity on this is a little much. I'll bring it down a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. That's awesome. Oh, I hadn't saved. Oh my god. Woo! All right, by a show of hands, who's not participating this month? I feel like there's more of you guys. Hold on. We're gonna do a poll, and you guys, let's see. All right, polls up. So yeah, how many of you guys are making art for this versus just watching and hanging out? I'm curious. Yes, I love the positivity. Aim for that top 100. That's what I love to hear. My gaming imagination, you are finally doing the challenges for the first time. Congratulations for taking the dive. It's fun. Lots of cool people to meet. It's a good time. I really love it. Challenge time is a blast. And seeing all the art in the end is, God, there's nothing like it. It feels so good. Editing those videos together, watching all of your guys' art with the admins and mods is like, oh, next level. This time, we're doing the judging live stream 2 weeks after the submission date as opposed to 1 week after. But because of that, we'll do the judging live stream on March 14th, I believe. And then and that's a Saturday. And then we're going to release the all renders montage right after that. So we all get to watch it together with the music and everything. It'll be sick. Okay. So we have this kind of a vibe in place right now. It's feeling pretty good. Let's try and get this this head animated, because I want like some arms to come in, move it around, and kind of take it from it being on the conveyor belt to it being in like download mode. What I mean by download mode is like, I want the machines to plug into the skull, into the brain, and start putting data into it. And it needs to be in a certain orientation to do that. So we kind of need to build like a little rig for that to happen, to get it into place. So I think what we'll do, let's grab this and figure out what orientation we want it to be in when the data is being downloaded. So I imagine some arms will clasp onto it and bring it closer. Yep, turn that on. Bring it closer. Like it'll lift it up. There'll be some arms on this that lift this thing up. And I'm wondering if we spin it around in some direction, like, yeah, if we went like 90 and 90. Because I want there to be room for the text on screen as well. So let me actually get that involved. Let's do some text and we'll have it centered for now. And we'll give it a material. And let's find this text. So it's going to be something along the lines of I think I've typed it out 12 times now. I should probably be able to just do it from memory. So let's try that. Something along the lines of in February of 2026, I challenged 3D artists, or no, 326 gave 3D artists a bare bones template and a BPM of 120 and challenged them to make their best concert visuals. Something like that. And let's go ahead and scale that down. And we have another one. It'll say something like the following montage is a I don't know. The following montage features the top 100 artists. Sit back and enjoy, or something like that. I don't know. Um, 100 renders. Something like that. I don't know. All right. So the first bit of text I think will be on when the camera's moving. The second bit of text will have parent that, yeah, to the camera. Something like this. And this will be like that laser projected kind of a situation. And then it'll turn off once we land or something. Like right here. Is there, Sotomonte, is there a keyframeable thing that lets me turn on and off the visibility of something?
Yep, it's called the object visibility. You go to the orange square icon, and then visibility, something. I can't really see it on the little preview. Visible. And there's two. There's viewport and render. So I'd recommend keyframe both.
Okay, I see. All right, sick. Thank you. So right when we land here, I think this will go away. So we'll keyframe those. We'll go forward one frame and uncheck them. Yep. And then that's when like the hands will grab the skull, move it into place, and then when all the data gets downloaded into its brain, it'll bring up the second title sequence. So we're just gonna work on the timing of that stuff next. I wonder, can you do a thing where like that keyframes over time? It doesn't do opacity, does it? It's like an on-off thing. Cool. So yeah, then this thing I need to figure out, because if it's centered up like this, the text on screen, I wonder if it'll be too like if it'll be blocking too much. I don't know, maybe it won't be. It'd be cool though if it's like a projected, like a laser scan thing. It may not be the worst. Okay. Let's just get animating. Let's do a V1. We got to do a V1 at least. So it lands. It's going to come, yeah, it's going to do a thing, and then it'll animate on. So I'll turn this off for now. Let's get this. Let's get this keyframed. Boom. And we'll go back 15 frames. Actually, yeah, let's make that on 275. $260, so every 15 frames, right? This challenge is done in After Effects. Can't wait. This challenge be done in After Effects? Question mark. Can you do this challenge in After Effects? I suppose you could. Yeah, I suppose. If you could figure a way to get the cameras in there, you know, there's FBXs. I'm sure After Effects can do that. Yeah, I don't see why not. Ooh, okay. Blender Guru made a tutorial on how to make holograms with geonodes. You can look it up. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you. NJ King, you're asking if I can look at your idea. I think what I want to do is I'll probably make an announcement in the Dream Sequence announcement channel on Discord, and it'll probably be like, hey, send us your works in progress. I'll take a look at them on stream and we'll go through them. We'll pick a handful on stream. I don't want to do individual ideas and say your idea is fine, your idea is fine, your idea is fine, your idea is not fine, your idea is not fine. I just can't go through them all. So I think if we do it in this way, that'll probably be the best method. So just keep your eyes peeled for an announcement in the Dream Sequence announcement channel for like basically an open call for any whips that people want to share. We'll have you submit them and we can take a look on next stream. I basically want to be looking at people's whips every stream, at the top of every stream. I think it'd be a cool way to kind of shout out the artist while also giving public advice / critiques. I don't want to do private advice / critiques because that gets a little tricky. Someone will say, oh, you can't do that. Oh, but Clint said I could. And it's like, what? Where did he say that? In private chats. Like, okay. So I'd rather keep it as public as possible for that reason. All right, user KB10. What are the main things that I'm looking for as a judge? That's a great question. So let's see. Usually, first and foremost, in general, you can say lighting, render quality, animation, composition, color, story, and idea. Those are the main ones that come to my mind. I go over it in the previous announcement stream. It's not for this challenge, but for the challenge before this, Rampage Rally. I talk about what your art will be judged on. And I can explain briefly like how we pull the top 100 pieces of art and how we pull top 5 generally, and then I can talk specifically about this challenge. Okay, so generally what we do when we're looking at all of the art on the timeline and we're going like next, the first thing that usually grabs our attention as judges is lighting. If it's well lit, then it's kind of like lighting first, but render quality also goes into that too. So if you have like a nice crispy, well-lit render with some nice colors, like if it's pleasing to my eye immediately, that will have us start taking like second and third and fourth looks at your art. We'll pause the playhead, we'll loop your art, and we'll look at it. If it looks pleasing to our eye. Not that we're not looking at the other ones. I'm just saying we'll take a closer look at it, right? And then pretty quick, we'll be able to gauge if it was just, you know, oh, this little thing here looked nice and that's what caught our eye, but it, other than that, there's not really much going on, moving on. Or, oh, there's actually something here. It's animated well. It doesn't look janky. If you're animating a character, does it look like a person should be animated, or is it stylized? Or if you're animating like mechanical stuff, like, I don't know, does it feel right? Does it feel punchy? Does it feel snappy? Is it animated well? We're also looking at story and idea, right? So if you make something that not a lot of people came up with, or you know, we've seen a million Spider-Man renders. So if you're doing a Spider-Man render, it better be the best Spider-Man render, because you're up against all the other Spider-Man renders. But if you're doing something completely unique, then we're gonna be like, oh wow, I've never seen this before. This feels fresh and this feels new. So this feels great. This feels fun. So story and idea, we're gonna be looking at that. Composition, right? Is it pleasing to the eye? What else? I mean, that's really it. That's like stage 1 and stage 2. Stage 1 is it pleasing to the eye? So that's lighting, composition, color, render quality. Once you get past that checkpoint, we're looking at story and idea, and animation. Those are the 3 that like are the next levels. Now, for this challenge specifically, I've seen a lot of your guys' whips so far, and originally I was thinking we're going to see a lot more abstract art. And not to say that there isn't going to be a bunch of that, because, you know, you don't see everything until you see everything. But a lot of you guys are doing scenes and stories and stuff, so that counts, right? So what's your story? Can you tell a story in these 4 seconds? Now, there's also the approach of like doing a visualizer. It's abstract, it's cool shapes, moving things. If it's just like, whoa, this looks so sick, like that's got points too, you know what I mean? So that's really kind of the thought process for judging in general, and specifically judging this one, where the abstract is more like, how cool can we get with the abstract, you know? I'm excited to see the abstract ones. Will I do any more feedback rounds in this live stream? Not this live stream, no, but future live streams. I want to start them with looking at people's whips. Again, keep your eyes peeled in the announcement channel on the Discord server for Dream Sequence, and I'll be asking you guys to submit. I didn't do it this time. I actually went through and kind of like hand-picked some ones that I thought were cool and would be good examples here. So that's probably why you didn't see an announcement, because there wasn't one. But we'll be doing it moving forward throughout all the rest of the streams. How did you do the visuals? I did not do the visuals of the robot on the landing page. That was visual. The dude is so good with characters. He works very quick with characters. He's got that workflow down like crazy. But I don't know, visual, he's in here if he wants to do a little type up on like how he did that. But I don't know, like he had other than getting a character in there, animating a character, the background visuals was Touch Designer. I put that together in Touch Designer, gave that video to him. He used that as an emissive projection behind the robot character, and then he hooked up all these cables to the robot as well, and had different like light pulses going, like, and they were synced to the beat, going into the brain. So maybe he can talk about that. But yeah, good stuff. Yeah, he makes great art. Yes, we'll be doing weekly challenge judging here on the stream. Once I get done with this blockout, we're gonna talk about Caustics. I'll announce the winners of that, the honorable mentions. I'm gonna get back to it. I'm having a lot of fun with this, guys. Let's go. So we need to get this head animated, and I think we can do it every 15 frames. So I wanna, how many times do I want to spin this around? I don't know. Let's try some stuff. Let's go 90. And we'll go... It might be too many movements. It's probably going to be too many, but we got to get a V1 in before we can start tweaking things. Hey. All right, so this is no good, but we want it to land. How do we want it to land? I don't know. Maybe land like this. One, two, three. And then yeah, let's just try that. Let's get rid of all this nonsense. It's this double business. There it is. Okay. So from here, let's grab all these keyframes. We'll set them, I'm gonna hit T, we'll set them to linear, and let's get rid of everything that isn't animated. There we go. Yeah, okay, cool. Oh, maybe so sick if it passes through like a laser scan thing right there. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. All right, so I want it to lock into place before it starts rotating again. This is exactly how we animated these templates. Let's take this and scoot it back. Yeah, let's go back 5 frames. I'll make another keyframe there, and then we'll give this that like wiggle elastic. It's not doing anything. I wonder if it's because it really needs to move. Why is it not moving? I gotta be doing the wrong one? No. Okay, It's doing something. Oh, Yeah, okay. Weird. Weird. How about we back off all of these guys a little bit? We give it some more room. Yeah. That should work. Cool. All right, next we'll grab this guy. Same deal. So this was 0.02 and 3. But rotation works a little different. That's nice. Cool. Nice. Okay, so that kind of is working like the template, right? So it's a little reference to the template there with the head moving into place. Nice. Sweet. Yes, that is possible if you hold Alt. So let's say I grab these two keyframes right up here, and I hold Alt over the period, Alt click the period, and then take it to 6. It'll change them both at the same time. Or if I Alt click it and set it to like something else, right? You see it's both happening at the same time. Sweet. So then this is like the orientation the head will be in when it's like being operated on, I guess. I'm sure it'll change when I get the actual thing in here, but for the sake of timing, like I'm trying to figure out timing, right? Yeah, and then like the text will come up here. Boom, while it's being worked on. And as this like conveyor belt that this head is on is implanting the memories and the dreams, you're going to see it across like all these monitors. Like all this stuff on the side is going to be monitors. We are going to see like a bunch of data going crazy and a bunch of like videos and images like going crazy. And then that'll be happening during this. And I think we'll probably need a music by title. So let's go ahead and duplicate that title. Yep, so 100 renders. That'll go away there. And the title will pop up here. Sorry, I'm just having keyframe issues. So here I want this one to be off. And there I want it to be on. Jeez, why is this so complicated? Oh my god. Ugh. All right. Let's do one at a time here. All right, that guy. It's driving me crazy. I'm gonna deal with this later. That's annoying. I think I'm feeling this idea a lot. I don't need to do the other one because this one is sweet. Yeah, I think.
You got a super chat, Hacky Sack. I
Oh,
think.
we got a Hacky Sack super chat. Yes, I love it. Okay. I think it's good. I'm feeling really good on this. This is blocked out enough to let me know that this is possible. I'm feeling good with it. I'm gonna be cranking on this idea throughout the week. So hopefully when we come back next Friday, I'll have this like lit and some objects placed and some assets in there and feeling good. So that'll be my homework for this week. So Ariel J has a question. Are you looking specifically for concert-like visuals, or is it more freestyle than that? Well, I mean, concert visuals, I guess you could... I don't know. I guess, okay, how I perceive concert visuals is like, it would be synced to the music, which that's kind of built in with what we're doing. But in terms of like what those visuals can be, it could be many, many things. It could be abstract. It could also be very tangible. So that spectrum is very wide. I'm not gonna say we're only looking for abstract renders. We're only looking for renders with story. No, it's like whatever this prompt means to you, whatever the music that we give you kind of ideas generate, that's on you. That's the challenge, right? For the artist. So I guess it is, when you say freestyle, I don't know what freestyle means. Like, I'm trying to think. I don't know. Did the first part answer it? Let's see. Yeah, I think the first part answered it. We're not just looking for abstract art, though abstract art will be a part of this. When you think music visualizers, you do think abstract visuals and shapes and lights moving to the beat to evoke a more visceral kind of reaction to the visuals you're seeing. That's totally fine. It's totally fine that you guys would be doing full 3D scenes like I showed in the beginning, the render of like that car, right? And they put a cassette in and then take off. That's totally fine too. Both would be synced to the beat, right? So what's important is the synced to the beat part. So I guess in your words, I'd say, yeah, more freestyle then. All right. Oh, we got another super chat. Very generous. Thank you very much. Wishing you creative folks the best of luck. I haven't the slightest clue how to Blender, but it's always cool seeing everyone's process for these challenges. Thanks for the support. Much appreciated. And yeah, it's very exciting seeing all the art. Good on you for being in this live stream. It's a technical live stream. So that's cool that you'd be down to kind of take a look at the process. Yeah, thanks for that super chat. I didn't see the card draw on that one, so did we miss the card draw?
That one was stand up or sit down.
Stand up or sit down? Okay, well, I'm going to stand up, and then I'm going to play some Hacky Sack. And then we're going to get into these weekly challenges. I'm going to judge the Caustics weekly challenge, and we'll close it out. So let me grab my shoes and my Hacky Sack, and I'll be back in 30 seconds, y'all. Okay. I have 3 attempts. I got my Hacky Sack, As soon as I pass 10, that's when we're starting. All right, 3 attempts to pass 10. Let's do this. $13, $14, $15. $30. $40. $50. 60. 2, 3, 64, 65, 70. 1, 2. Oh, dang, 72. Wow.
Totally counts. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
crazy. Whew. That was sick. 72. That's the best we've done on stream. Thanks for that super chat. Very nice. Very, very nice. Okay. Got about 20 minutes left on stream here. Good times. No, that's not cheating. That is not cheating. If it lands anywhere but the ground, it's still in play. Still in play. Oh yeah, that's funny. Okay. So to Monte, shall we hop into some weekly challenge, yeah?
Let's do it.
All right. So we are here, the weekly challenge. It's been a minute. Good to see you guys. We're doing the Caustics. Caustics weekly challenge. We're gonna talk about 5 winners, and first, and then we're going to talk about some honorable mentions. So first up, we have Jeremy Yeh. Beautiful piece of art. I love this so much. Oh my god, this is the best. Really, really well done, Caustics. I don't know how you did it, but it looks great. Love that composition. This one really speaks to me. So sick. Reminds me of that shot in Dune 2 when the dudes are coming down into that giant concrete chamber. Y'all know what I'm talking about, yeah? Yeah, shoutouts. Next up, we got Caps. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Reminds me of the end of dang, what's that movie that Disasterpiece did the music for? What is it called? Wow, how am I blanking on this? It's at the end in the pool, right? And they fight the monster in the pool. Okay, anyway, this is beautiful. Really, really nice Caustics you got there. Very well lit scene. God dang, the detail is there. The imperfections are there. It's beautiful. Very, very good. Next up, we got Lee Laminus. This was our second place Endless Engines winner. Throwback. I mean, you do great work. This is insane. It loops. It's beautiful. I expect nothing less from you, Lee. You're killing it. Always killing it. Thanks for joining these weekly challenges, man. It's cool. Next up, MDK. What's up, MDK? The Caustics Factory. Beautiful. Let's see it from the beginning. Here we go. You got the laser going with the Caustics. So cool. So cool. And I didn't realize that giant green cylinder had Caustics until it went down into the floor there. Very fun. Congrats to MDK. And finally, we have Visual. The first artist on the server to get the godlike role, which is insane. I think he has the most submissions. Someone else has godlike too, don't they? some other artist, I forget. Geez, dude, your render quality is insane. Yeah, photoreal, great idea. God dang, so good. Congratulations to you, visual. Ex Machina, we're getting to some honorable mentions now. I think this one's super fun. Love the colors, the framing, the setup, everything. It's just a cool visual. There's some caustics on there. Yeah, I see him. I see you. Very nice. We got Manny Cat. You did a whole scene here. I like this. Let's go from the top. Yep. Yeah, I see you. They got the caustics going down there. Yeah. Very nice. Dude almost drowns. I'm like, oh my God. And you rush in to save him. I love it. Yeah, congratulations on the honorable. Tony 480 is next. Love the colors. Blue, the green. Yeah, a little glitchy, a little noisy. I think if you could throw some more samples at it, that would be nice. Would be my piece of advice to you. There's some plants moving on the left a little. Kind of, that plant just rises up for no reason. I just could use a little polish, little polish on that. But I like your scene. I like your lighting, so I want to shout you out. Rug Slump. Yeah, this is cool. Great render quality here. I love those colors. I think this is like an image projected or something. It's like fake caustics, but I can't tell if the caustics themselves are animated, but it looks like they're still, and it's just like moving over the environment. I think a little bit of animation in those caustics would help. Or if it is animated, maybe a little bit more so we can tell. But good stuff. Mangarain. She was the one who hand sculpted every piece of the suit up challenge in November. Insane. But this is an illustration you did. I wanted to shout you out because this is super cool. I love these colors, and I think it's awesome. Keep it up. Keep up the great work. Lord Cabbage is next. Yep, got a little church scene here. Oh, dude, this like off-center camera is driving me nuts. Oh my God, I didn't realize how much it was driving me nuts. Just get that camera center. You're almost there. Just center it up, you know. Yeah, this is cool. Good job. Nice caustics. Good God rays. Easy Aquarium is next. I love this. Really nice colors. Nice pixel art kind of vibes too. Big fan of that. Yeah, very fun. Very, very fun. And Raptor is next. Honorable mention. Very cool. I would love to see a little bit more caustics. I can see what you like. They're glowing. You got the color there. They're faint. The caustics are faint. You might have been able to zoom in a little closer to that hand, just bring everything a little bit closer. But I love that you put a full scene together for this, as opposed to just like a VFX test. Very nice. Dan. This is nice, man. Like, the way those caustics are animated makes me feel like you had a water sim going on or something. I don't know how you did that. It's really, really nice. This one came very close to winning. Yeah, good stuff. And our second to last CD, the third. This is Caustic City up in here. Absolutely insane. This is one where I feel like it would look better in black and white. I don't know why, but I feel like there are some pieces of art that, like, at least when I'm working on something. Oh, I see you, Sotomonte. Color correction, maybe? Yeah. Saturation. You get the contrast going? Yeah. And then lower the gamma, just the hair. Yeah, something like that. Like, oh, I feel good. And then go off and on. Like turn, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know there's some pieces of art that I feel just work better in black and white, and this is just one of them. I can't tell you why. Maybe it's because like the colors are so subdued. that it's so close to black and white, just make it black and white. But I don't know, maybe you could just make it more saturated too. That also works. And then lastly, for the honorables, we got Boat Wave 1440p. Yeah, nice chill little scene you got here. Got the water sim going, or a noise map, I don't know. And the Caustics down below. That's pretty sick. Good job, everybody. So what I'm gonna be doing here, every live stream is reviewing one of these weekly challenges, catching up. There's 3 more left unjudged, and there's 3 more live streams left until the deadline. So it's perfect. It lines up. And you guys will see me next week. I'll be hopefully a lot further along in this title sequence bit, but I'm really happy with where we got today on stream. I think the idea works. Got it blocked out, animated out just enough so that it's gonna work. It's gonna be solid. But thank you guys. I appreciate you joining. Good luck with everything. Keep a lookout in the Dream Sequence announcement channel on Discord. We'll be asking for your guys' works in progress. I just want to use the ones that I have permission for. I don't want to just show off everyone's art if they don't want to be shown, so I respect that. But yeah, sweet. Thank you guys for joining. Visual, I see you in there. Mangarain, I see you. Jack, I'm excited to see what you do for this one. John Jonah, I see you. Got y'all. We'll see you soon. Shout out to you guys. Peace. Later.